After over 40 cruises on 10 different cruise lines, I'm excited for my first 7-day Caribbean luxury voyage experience on EXPLORA Journeys EXPLORA I. I'm curious to see what the differences are in the ship and how different the experience will be. Is it a noticeable or worthwhile difference from cruising on a mainstream or premium cruise line? Let's find out. When I saw an incredible sale with EXPLORA Journeys for 50% off this voyage with no solo supplement and experience journey credits or excursion credits, I knew I couldn't pass it up. I saw this as my opportunity to check out a luxury cruise experience for the first time. I could see differences right at check-in. First, after checking in online at home, unlike other ships, you can't select a boarding time. Rather, EXPLORA Journeys assigns you a boarding window, which they email you before you're sailing. My boarding window was 12 to 2 p.m., and I arrived about 12:30 p.m. There was no waiting at all. Every step of the EXPLORA Journeys boarding process happened by escort. I was ushered to a location to wait. Then we were ushered by family groups to a second check-in table to get our account picture taken and to secure our account with a form of payment. We were given our room key, instructions for connecting to the included premium Wi-Fi, and then invited to board the ship. It felt great because there was no scrambling, no rushing, no pushy people to contend with. Already, this was a relaxing experience. Walking onto any new cruise line or cruise ship is always an exciting feeling and experience. As your eyes take in the new elements, you can feel the excitement and the adrenaline rush through your body as you try to figure out which way to turn, as you sort through all of the different things you want to do at once. You know you need to do muster, but you want to first see what your room looks like, or what the pool deck looks like, or the lower entertainment decks. What foods do they have, and what's going to be your first drink? And oh, is that an espresso in a case full of treats? Well, they offer you a glass of champagne as you try to figure out all of this in 10 seconds. Well, the first thing I decided to do was to go check in at my muster station, which was part 1 of the safety procedure. Then head to my suite to check it out and drop off my carry-on bag. All right, we are here. This is cabin 8070. I'm in an Ocean Terrace suite. And just walking in, this is amazing. Oh my goodness. This is so beautiful. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Before your cruise, you have the opportunity to select preferences for your suite. Preferences such as your bedding and pillow types, and your welcome wine and spirit. Hey, if you're enjoying this content, I hope that you will hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so that I'll know to create more content like this. Oh geez, look at this. Our bottles for water. We got some treats there. Sauvignon Blanc, and wow, a full bottle of vodka. And this looks like water here. Of course, I am going to do a room tour later, but right now I am just taking this all in, and look at this. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have a hard time getting out of this room. I hope you all have some footage. I really do. After seeing my suite, I just had to get out to explore the ship. EXPLORA I is a fairly small ship and has a gross tonnage of 63,900. To try to equate this size to the size of mainstream cruise ships, you would have to go to each cruise line's smallest ships. And with EXPLORA I being smaller, they currently aren't filling the ships to full capacity. And that was a difference I could feel the entire sailing. EXPLORA I has a passenger capacity of 992, but we had 750 cruisers on this sailing. The ship was just absolutely stunning. Now it was time to get a bite to eat. And while there were available restaurants like Rouge and the Yacht Club for a sit-down lunch until 2:30 p.m., I decided to go to the Marketplace Emporium. I would call it the Unbuffet. The Marketplace Emporium reminded me a little of the galley on Virgin Voyages, but with a higher level of dining options, service, and experience. The Emporium had various stations offering different cuisines. The difference from the Virgin Voyages galley was that there were display items of what was offered at that station, but mostly everything was made to order, and I felt there was a better quality of selections. Once you place your order with the server at the station, you had many different options. You could go to another station to order something else, you could wait, or you could grab a table, of which there was always plenty. Tables were always set up, and just as in a restaurant, unused table settings were removed once you sat down. If the server gave you a buzzer when ordering, the server at your table would go pick up the order for you when the buzzer went off and bring it to your table. The Emporium felt more like an open restaurant with servers attending to your table, getting your drinks, or even taking additional orders and bringing it to you. Options included salads, seafood, Asian cuisines, pasta, pizza, burgers, and more, all made to order. After lunch, I went out to explore the ship a little more, and I felt like I had to get over my nickel and dime syndrome. By this, I mean that I was so used to the other ships where everything was either an upcharge or certain things required a reservation, or God forbid you lost track of a towel. After my second question to the crew about how much was this or how did I reserve this cabana, I felt like I could see the desire to laugh in their eyes as they responded that it was all included and all I had to do was just sit there. It was like I had to get over my mainstream cruise line syndrome, but I did it, and I did it quickly. It was amazing not only how beautiful the ship was, but how much open and available seating there was at all times, even in the conservatory, which is considered the main pool deck. On this sailing, I would be on the pool deck and in this pool at 10 a.m. by myself. That is absolutely unheard of on other cruise lines. Plush loungers, oversized thick towels, and there was such a calm, relaxing, and peaceful feeling across the deck. As I got an espresso martini from one of the pool bars, the Carnival Conquest sailed by, blasting the wobble, and I had absolutely no desire to be over there. Some of the activities going on around the ship were spa and fitness tours, live music in various venues, and there was a solo traveler hosted meetup at 6 p.m. And once on board, there was the chef kitchen showcase that you could sign up for, as well as different adult beverage experiences. All right, guys, I know I haven't talked yet, but this has been just so awesome so far. And I'm just looking around at everything. We have not set sail yet. We set sail at 5 p.m. and it is now 4:20, but I have to go do as I say and not as I do, but I have not done my muster drill yet. I mean, I went to my muster station, but I have not watched my safety video and called in to recording. All right, I'm back in my room, and my room attendant just came by. He's Jiren from India, but he just came by to give me a room tour. So he came in to show me all of the features of the room, and some that I was not aware of yet. I've only been here for a second, but do as I say, not as I do. I have not done my safety drill yet. I mean, I've checked in, but I haven't watched the video. You have to watch the video. Just like MSC, you do have to dial in to acknowledge that you have watched the safety video. So I'm about to do that now and then go live and do a room tour on live stream.
Before your journey starts, please familiarize yourself with the following information.
And once you have watched the safety video, then you dial 811, which I just did, and it's just a recording that says, hey, your request has been recorded, you may now hang up. And that's it. Safety drill done. I missed the official Sailaway event that occurred at the Sky Pool Bar while I was doing my room tour. All right, so we started sailing away while I was doing a room tour, but I'm at the back of the ship. I don't know if there's anything going on up front. I missed everything, but this is the aft view as we are sailing away. Isn't this just beautiful? This is gorgeous. And this is in the back at the Emporium Marketplace. So it's definitely a great experience, but this is our Sailaway and this is just gorgeous. These are first come, first served for anyone, so these do not have to be reserved. So if you want to come out and get a kind of like a cabana here, first come, first served. Looks like they're doing some changing around up here. All right, so this is the front of the ship, and yeah, I doubt they had any type of, activities, and I don't see any room for any type of activities or anything, so, but, which does not bother me at all. But this is Sailaway, and as you see, like I said, not crowded, not too many people here. All right, so I'm gonna go get some things taken care of. I want to unpack and do a room tour. I also want to find out about an excursion. So I'm going to get those things going before I do dinner. I'm not sure. I want to either do dinner in the marketplace. I don't have a dining reservation, or I might do dinner in my room. We'll see. As we were sailing away, so was EXPLORA II, the only other EXPLORA Journey ship currently sailing. Before dinner, there was the captain's reception in the lobby.
It is our general manager. Let's put your hands together for Lazar!
The main lobby and lobby bar was the main gathering spot every day before dinner, but all of the bars around the ship had a happy hour before dinner. All right, guys, I have not had a chance to really do anything, so I just quickly unpacked. I'm not fully unpacked yet. I just pulled everything out and put something on to get dressed for dinner, and there was the captain's welcome is what I came to, and it was so impressive because he was saying the welcome in several different languages. So now the solo meetup, I actually missed it. It was 6 p.m. and that was when I was in my room actually unpacking. But this ship is gorgeous, so I am going to show you a little bit more of it, but I need to check the schedule to see what's going on and to get some dinner tonight. I didn't make a reservation at a restaurant, but I'm going to go back up to the marketplace. I was actually told that I could go to one of the restaurants, fill Rouge, and just show up, but I don't think I want to do a restaurant. I just want to go back up to the marketplace, see what they have, and just grab something quick from there and just see what's going on around the ship. And of course, I will show you everything. Hand stations with actual hand towels were always available. Not that even on such a cruise line as this, everybody used them. I didn't have a restaurant reservation this first night, so it was back to the Marketplace Emporium. Before the cruise, you can only select one reservation at the 2 specialty restaurants. At home, I was disappointed in this, but once I got on the ship, the disappointment went away. There were other restaurant options available, such as Phil Rouge and the Met Yacht Club, and they had a stand daily where you could make additional reservations each night. But to be honest, I could have eaten every day at the Marketplace Emporium and would have been satisfied. I learned this first night that eating in the Marketplace Emporium was like eating at a restaurant, but with more options. There was sushi, crab legs, oysters, steak, lobster, grilled shrimp. And this was not a special occurrence. Options like these were available every day of the sailing. So I am at the marketplace and there's pizza here. So I asked about gluten-free. So I can order gluten-free. I don't want a pizza right now, but I asked about ordering in advance. I'm going to get one for lunch and he's going to help me order. So, oh, sorry. I made my selection and grabbed a table. All right, so I settled for some, I have 2 lobster tails. I'm in the marketplace with some lemon wedge sides, and it's sprinkled with butter and some Mediterranean vegetables and couscous. And this is pumpkin spice that she says comes with the couscous and the Mediterranean vegetables. So I'll go ahead and give it a try, so we'll see. Okay, I need a little something to get this footage for y'all. So got a little coffee, Americano. So I'm gonna sip a little coffee and try to see what else is going on for the night. All right, so I really didn't want dessert. I was just trying to pass through and find out what they had, and she brought like 3 gluten-free desserts. So I decided to try. This is a sort of coffee type gluten-free dessert, but I thought I'd go ahead and give it a try just to sample it. But one thing I wanted to share, you know, it's dinner time. It's 8:30, and this is, look, I'm in the buffet. Do you see how many empty seats there are here? There's hardly, let me turn the camera around. There is plenty of seating. You know how on other cruise ships you have to fight for seating? You know, when you're at the buffet, but I mean, there is plenty of space here. Just, yeah, it's a great experience. Oh my God, and this tastes so good. It's has a coffee flavor, very creamy, very tasty. This is so good. All right, so just leaving the marketplace and just coming out and walking around. So this is the aft deck behind the marketplace. I was out here earlier and just looking. Again, I mean, this is totally empty. It is so peaceful out here. Look at this. Of course, the pool is closed, but man, look at this. This is so calm and peaceful and relaxing. Look, we got a full moon up there. You all, I'm at a loss for words because this is so nice and relaxing. All right, no, the night is not over. I just came back to my room to unpack and, you know, get everything put away. So I am about to go out now and see what the entertainment is like on the ship. So there is a production going on tonight. So I'm about to head out to, you know, try that out or to attend that to see what it's like. And of course I will show you, but so let me show you. I just got back to the room, so let me show you what they have in the room. Today is February 14th. It is Valentine's Day. So they gave us a little rose and a little note wishing us a happy Valentine's Day. And I also see that we have, looks like a tote bag and a EXPLORA Journeys tote bag. So, which I will be using on this ship as I carry my laptop around to get some work done in some, you know, comfortable spaces. But now let's go head out and see what the entertainment is like on this ship. The Journeys Lounge is the theater at the front of the ship. What was nice was that unlike other ships, even though this is a fairly small venue, I didn't have to get there 30 to 45 minutes or even an hour early just to get a good seat. Even the seats in the back were great. If I came after the show started, I still could find a seat for one if I wanted.
EXPLORA I, isn't she a beautiful vessel? You can't get away from me. I am omnipresent. My name is Adam and I am very proud to be your entertainment manager, taking you from Miami to Miami. My job is to oversee the whole entertainment package for the last 16 years.
You could tell that Explorer Journeys prides themselves in their crew all over the ship. They intentionally selected a diverse crew to ensure that cruisers have someone they can speak to in their own native language around the ship or when dining. And my experience with the crew throughout this sailing was about the best I've experienced anywhere. I had so many crew members either acknowledging my birthday or asking me about my gluten-free experience, crew that I had not yet even talked to.
Good food, and most importantly, good wine. Really good wine. He's one of your entertainment hosts all the way from South Africa. It's Tato! Next up is a lovely lady who is here to look after all of our international guests. She speaks many languages. Camilla, you speak Spanish, Portuguese, a little bit of Japanese, Chua. You speak very good English. Anything else? A little bit of French, François, and Italiano. All the way from the land, the country of good original dancing of Brazil, it's Camilla!
And because it was Valentine's Day, they had a Valentine's renewal of vows.
Welcome to the most romantic moment of your journey to build up that foundation of love and say, yes, I do. You can kiss the bride.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Now, while the entertainment on this ship is nothing spectacular, it was still enjoyable to me and far from the worst that I've seen on any ship. And this musical performance in the Journeys Lounge was the Explorer Music Series playlist. It was mostly musical performers and musicians. I would say maybe mid-level, better than the budget cruise lines, but not as exciting as some of the mainstream cruises like Royal Caribbean or Celebrity. There were no theatrical production type shows. It was more of a range of relaxing, engaging to absolutely stunning musical performances. And there was a lot of crowd engagement and participation. After the show, I headed to the Explorer Lounge, which again was an absolutely stunning venue. Every night before dinner and late into the night, you could relax here, listening to the scheduled musical performer with your drink of choice from the bar. In the daytime, this was a place where you could play games and complete puzzles, and where there was a lot of other hosted activities. And this performer at the Explorer Lounge was Manuel. Throughout the journey, they would have music playing in different venues, in the Explorer Lounge, in the lobby, and even a DJ with late night music in the Astern Lounge. On this first day, the differences that I noticed immediately was the elevated food and service experiences. From the escorts to the embarkation process, to the table service in the Marketplace Emporium, which others would consider a buffet, the ship was modernly styled with beautiful decor in the suites and throughout the ship. The vibe was relaxing and warm, inviting, and just so stress-free. A very different end of the spectrum to the loud, high-energy mainstream cruise ship feels. This felt more like an all-inclusive resort on the water than a cruise ship. This was an actual cruise vacation experience. It's day 2 of my solo luxury cruise experience on Explorer Journeys, and today I'm checking out the ship on a sea day and checking out how they cater to solo cruisers. Do they have a hosted solo cruiser meetup? Or a full solo cruiser program? Are there other solos on this ship who I can connect with? Let's find out. I found that since solo cruising since 2016, room service is one of the things that seems to have deteriorated the most across cruise lines. So it was enjoyable and a refreshing experience to eat a full breakfast in the comfort of my own suite and on my terrace in my comfy robe and slippers while listening to the waves. So heavenly. Explorer Journeys included in-suite dining for lunch and dinner is extensive as well. Check this out. I loved the in-suite dining. So they have a list of now, of course, everything's included, so there is no upcharge. Of course, you know, you do still want to tip the server who brings your room service. I mean, it is optional, it's up to you, but it's a good idea to tip. But I mean, they have, this is like a regular dinner menu. Appetizers, then you got soups and salads, poke bowls, sandwiches, you got burgers, you got your pasta, you can get your steak, and even dessert. So this is like a full dinner menu. This morning, the Emporium Marketplace was open from 7:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. and Phil Rouge was open for a sit-down breakfast from 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. In-suite dining is available 24/7 and is a great option for those who want a full breakfast before 7:30 a.m. This is the perfect dining experience for introverts or those times where you just want to stay in and enjoy your suite and hang out on your terrace. When you don't want to get dressed up and go to a restaurant, or when you just want to relax and dine in your own space. Hey, if you're enjoying this content, I hope that you will hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so that I'll know to create more content like this.
Good morning. It is day 2. Today is a sea day. I'm going to have to go through the app to see what's going on, what time things are going on. Of course, they have morning exercise programs. They have yoga, meditation. They have a walking group at 8 a.m. I wanted to do that, but I don't think I'm going to make it because it's 20 minutes till, and I'm still eating breakfast. I have no plans to rush this morning. I do want to get some work done, so I'm going to do it on this comfy little chase over here. But right now, this morning I had avocado toast, and it's a fruit. It has blueberries, looks like pineapple and granola. So I'm just going to enjoy the rest of my breakfast and check out what's going on around the ship for today. Now, for room service, they bring little menus. Well, yesterday they brought a menu at the evening, the one that you put on your door hanger, so it has options, different options you can choose, but it's more extensive than I've seen on other ships. So tonight when I get one, I'm going to show you everything that's on the menu. But there were things I could order: French toast, pancakes. I got avocado toast, but there were numerous options. Ham, their options are quite extensive. Of course, you're going to have more options if you go to the restaurant, but for what they have, just to order something for breakfast and experience it on your own private balcony in your own private space. I'm sitting here listening to the ocean, and this is very, very peaceful. So hopefully I will be able to get up from here and go check out what's going on around the ship. But this is truly a great experience so far.
Okay, it's an hour later, so it's about 10:20. Hey, I was hanging out there. I knew it was gonna get me. I've been hanging out there for the last hour or so, but I was getting caught up on comments and everything on my social media, and then I just relaxed for about, 45 minutes. It could have been a full hour. I don't know what time I went out there this morning, but it is so relaxing. But I'm still gonna get my walk in, so I'm about to go up to the track now and just walk around a bit, see what's going on around the ship, and then we'll go from there. But I turned on the TV finally. So I see where you can connect, well, there's a Bluetooth where you can connect devices to the TV to stream like your music
and watch things from your phone. I'll try to do that later. Maybe I can connect to like Netflix or something like that. If I wanted to watch movies, I probably won't because I don't even watch it at home. But it's nice to see that they do have that feature. About to head out and go up for a walk. Most of the time when I get on here, the elevator is always empty. It's just me. It's a beautiful morning. And just gonna do a couple of laps around the track. Well, 30 minutes. Matter of fact, let me turn on my watch. All right, getting the walk in. It's a beautiful morning, breezy. The weather is comfortable. So very nice, not too hot and not too windy.
The jogging track was a partial route around deck 12. While I'm getting my walk in, I took the opportunity to check out more of the ship. I noticed that with EXPLORA I's 5 whirlpools, throughout the week, I could always find them available. And because they were so large, even when in use, there was plenty of space to distance. It never looked crowded and always looked inviting. I decided to check out deck 14, where there were barbell setups, rowing machines, and a sports court. And while I'm talking about fitness, I did go by the fitness center, but I didn't film this day because it was in use. But I did see that there was a schedule of included fitness classes for each day. While they were included in your fare, they did ask that you sign up for classes a day ahead to reserve your space. I did do that, but I was also able to attend a yoga class by just showing up one day because there were no shows. Deck 14 also had the Sky Bar. This is where the Sailaway event occurred that I missed because I was doing a room tour. I will be sure to catch it the next time on board. I know the Sailaway from this location was amazing. I paused here to check out the app to see what was going on today. They had events listed like a wine tasting, which was for an extra fee. There was an officer versus guest game in the lobby. There was a salsa dancing class and a hosted solo meetup at afternoon tea, which I would definitely attend. And there was also sunset rooftop vibes at the Sky Bar before dinner. Now that I checked out the schedule, it was time for lunch.
So it is lunchtime. So I am waiting for my gluten-free pizza over here. I ordered yesterday and he's making it for me. So I went around they have a lot of stations around here where you can pick up something and order, or you can have a server to bring it to your table. So I went and got a Caesar salad with no croutons while I'm waiting for my pizza.
After lunch, I checked out more of the ship and events and dropped in on the Arts and Craft event at the EXPLORA Lounge on deck 11, and this event was well attended. In addition to this event, the EXPLORA Lounge had lots of board games that you could play or puzzles you could put together, either alone or with family and friends or fellow cruisers. It's also a place where you can capture stunning views, especially during afternoon tea, which was held here every day from 4 to 5 p.m. And this is where the solo meetup would be held. Right down from the EXPLORA Lounge is the Malt Whiskey Bar, which also holds the Cigar Lounge. I will attend an event here later this week.
What's interesting is that it looks like they have several smoking spots. I haven't looked them up officially, but I've come across several locations that have, the ashtrays here. So it seems like you have a few options if you are a smoker, plus they have a cigar lounge on board. So I just came from the spa just to see how it works because the thermal spa is included. So I wanted to see how it works. On sea days, yes, you can go to the thermal spa, but you have to make an appointment to go on a sea day, you know, because everybody's on board and they want to, you know, I guess keep it at a certain capacity, and so you do have to sign up on sea days. But on port days, they're open. I believe he said 8 to 8, but you can come and go as you please, and you do not need to make an appointment. So you only need to make an appointment on sea days. I'm going to try tomorrow after my excursion. I am going to try to stop into the spa.
Throughout the week, EXPLORA had various enrichment sessions in what they called luminary events. Today I dropped in on the inside story of Tipper X. This session ran right before the solo meetup, so I didn't see the entire session. But for what I did see, I will say that Tom Harden had a captivated audience as he talked about his life as he became an FBI informant in the largest insider trading bust in history. You could hear a pin drop between his sentences the entire time I was there.
All right, so I did go to the solo meetup, and it was just the sweetest little ladies. This ship has an older crowd, but there were 3 ladies that showed up, and I heard there were 2 other ladies, different ladies that were there yesterday as well. So sounds like maybe there's a few of us, maybe I would say maybe 10 or so solos on the ship. But well, I don't know if that's the total, but it sounds like that's how many came to the solo meetup at various times. Apparently how they do the solo meetup, it varies from ship to ship. It just depends on the participation, who shows up. So I'm going to continue to show up, you know, for the remainder of the week. And the host, the solo host, she is going to put together a solo dinner one night at the cruise. So I will definitely attend that. But it was really nice, you know, just sitting and chatting with the ladies, and we talked about you know, cruising experience. Everybody talked about where they're from, and we talked to the host about, you know, her job here on the ship. So I would say definitely even for Explorer Journeys and you're looking for others to connect with and talk to, I think EXPLORA would be a great option for that, because they have this program on every ship, on every sailing. They have it enough to warrant a program and to keep it going. All right, now I was going to join the ladies again in the marketplace for dinner, the ladies that I met at the solo meetup, but I remembered I do want to try Fil Rouge. Fil Rouge is a French-inspired restaurant, and you don't need a reservation. You can put in one if you want to, but you're able to just go and walk in. So that's where I'm going to go. I want to make sure that I try each of the different dining experiences, you know, on the ship. So while I love the marketplace and I'm likely to go back there at some point on this cruise, I want to try the other experiences as well to make sure that, you know, I try everything and share that with you. So I am on my way to Fil Rouge. All right, so this is Fil Rouge. This is a beautiful restaurant. Again, it is French inspired. Now, you do not have to have a reservation at this restaurant, but apparently they recommend that you do, especially if you want to come around the 6:30 time. A lot of people have reservations around that time. So if you're looking to get in about 6:30, you might have a hard time getting in. They open at 6, and it's about 5 minutes to 6 when I walked up. So now it's about 3 minutes to 6. They said they could go ahead and seat me, but because I'm early, so you don't have to make reservations, but especially if you want to come in early, come at 6 o'clock and you'll be able to get right in. At least that is my current experience. All right, and here is the menu. They do have the menus on the app. So I already looked at the menus. So I already know what I want, but just in case you want to see, of course you can stop the video at any time to look at the menu. And as you see for their menus, they do have allergens marked. So they have vegan, gluten, they call it gluten conscious, vegan, and there's a PB. Well, that makes sense, of course, but here are their allergen listings. That's plant-based, vegetarian, organic, gluten-conscious, omega-3 oily fish. Because dining on EXPLORA was reservation-based restaurant style, I didn't have to worry about being seated with other cruisers. That wasn't even a question. I had a reservation for one, and I was always seated by myself, which I prefer. Here I had the marbled duck appetizer and the steak with fries, mashed potatoes, and veggies. It was all absolutely delicious. I had no need to ask for salt, pepper, or any additional sauces. Now it was time to check out the evening show at the Journeys Lounge and get a little after-dinner drink. All right, so I am back at the Journeys Lounge for the evening's entertainment. And it looks like it's going to be Spanish dancers. It's called, I'll show you in a minute, but it's called Duo Incencias. So looks like Spanish dancing, so should be interesting. But after this, I'm turning in, y'all, because I am tired. And then tomorrow we will be in Costa Maya, and I have an excursion, so I'm gonna get plenty of rest for that. But for now, this is the evening show. Dinner was absolutely amazing, and I am stuffed. All right, so while we're waiting for the show to start, here is the screen, Duo Incencias. They have their website there, Facebook and Instagram. So of course I'm going to share a few clips from the show. So I did ask the server if he could make a recommendation because like I said, I want to get out of my wheelhouse of margaritas. So he recommended I asked for an after dinner drink, and I said not too sweet. So he recommended a martini. So I'm waiting on my martini to watch through the show. He brought something else instead of a martini, and this drink was so creamy and delicious. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't get the name because I couldn't hear because of the noise in the theater. This show featured Mate and Sharon, a world-class flamenco dancer, an award-winning violinist, and blended Spanish ballet with classical brilliance. The show was a beautiful, engaging love story that was even a bit funny at times. This reminded me of MSC, and I enjoyed this entertainment experience. I enjoyed my first sea day on EXPLORA I. On other ships, it can be difficult to find a relaxing spot on deck or secret nooks and crannies, but not on EXPLORA Journeys. Loungers and chairs were plentiful whenever I looked. I didn't feel the need to find hiding spots. The activities on EXPLORA were relaxing and engaging to me, and it fit the experience. And I loved that there was a full solo cruiser program. Not only do they have a program, but it was well attended. And I will hang out with a few of these ladies from time to time during the rest of my cruise. And a few of us even exchanged contact information at the end of the cruise, just in case we cross ships again in the future. It's day 3 of my first luxury cruise on EXPLORA Journeys EXPLORA I. And today we are in Costa Maya. For today, I booked a cruise line excursion, but also noticed that it was nearly 25% less on a third-party excursion website. I wanted to see what would be the difference. Is the cruise line excursion worth the additional cost? Let's find out. Good morning. All right, today is what, day 3? So we are in Costa Maya today. So I pre-ordered breakfast yesterday for gluten-free. So I'm getting gluten-free French toast. I'll get some bacon, maybe some bacon and eggs with it. I can go to any restaurant to let the server know that I pre-ordered, and then I can pick it up. So I decided to come over. Oh, yes, I'm alone. Thank you. So I decided to come back up here to the marketplace to have my breakfast. Now, even though this is, you know, quote unquote a buffet, it's not really buffet style. You can go up to the stations to order something. If they don't have it sitting out where you can select items, they still serve it to you. When I told them I had my order, I was going to get coffee and I forgot it's not really self-serve. You just sit down at a table. As you see, all the tables are already set up. So you just sit down at a table, they'll come fill your water, they'll come fill your coffee. So this is really nice. I love this concept. Like I said, she poured my coffee. Cream is already here at the tables. As you see, there's creamer on every table, as well as your sweeteners over here. And this is my French toast. One of the solos, she walked off to get something, but she decided to come join me. She saw me sitting here and is joining me at the table. So this is my gluten-free French toast. This looks tasty. And so I just ordered some scrambled eggs and bacon on the side to go with it. About to dig in.
After breakfast, I decided to explore the ship a little more closely. I got an up-close view of the adult-only Helios pool.
And this is deck 12 and deck 12 forward, Helios pool and bar. And this is early in the morning on a port day, so they don't have the cushions out yet. You can see they're not set up. It's about 8:40 a.m. right now, so that's why you don't see things set up. They have beds, and this is like a little wading pool area. Hey, if you're enjoying this content, I hope that you will hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so that I'll know to create more content like this. And down from the pool, there's a bar down here, and this is the Helios pool bar. Now we're going to go down to deck 11. Now on deck 11, you have the chef's kitchen. The chef's kitchen is an upcharge. This is $150. And there is the kitchen in that area. And here is the dining area for the chef's kitchen.
I had been to the Explorer Lounge on Deck 11 on several occasions already on this cruise and found that this is a popular spot for activities, music, tea time, and views. And it's also a great location for working remotely if you ever have to do that. I was told I can plug in here, but I did need to have my European outlet to do so.
The Explorer Lounge is where we had our solo meetup in this area, but they have lots of seating, lots of chairs and sofas, chairs facing the ocean for a nice view. You can come here at any time and find somewhere to sit with a good view. They do have a bar where you can order drinks, and there are servers that come around in this area when you're sitting in this area and will take a drink order for you. They have lots of games and puzzles just lying around where you can just come at any time and just start playing games or putting a puzzle together. In the evenings, they do have a piano player. This is a very nice and comfortable area. There is an outside deck to the Explorer Lounge as well, so let's go check that out. Again, here are some of the games available and puzzles. You have chess boards. A lot of things around this ship are touch-free, and they actually work. But But this is the outdoor area. They don't have the cushions up yet. Again, this is a port day. They have ashtrays out here, so it looks like this is a smoking area as well. So
I will have a detailed ship tour, not only of each venue of the ship, but what type of space it was and what events occurred there.
outside of each elevator bank, you'll see these sofas here outside of each elevator bank. The elevators, they work independently, so if you press the up elevator here, it's only going to work for the elevators on this side. Up and down buttons work for the elevators on that side only. You'll always see a directory outside of each elevator, and also in addition to the directory, you'll have a sign here that tells you what deck and whether you're going forward or aft.
On deck 10, I ran into the laundrette. Everything here is complimentary. There are 2 sets of washers and dryers, an iron and ironing board, and even complimentary laundry pods. There's even 2 chairs for sitting if you just want to sit and watch your clothes wash and dry. There's also another laundrette on deck 9, and if you want to use either, you may want to try as early as possible in your cruise or in the wee hours of the morning to avoid the busy times.
And these are complimentary. There is no charge to use the washers and dryers.
Also on deck 10 is the Atoll Pool and Bar.
And this is another pool, aft pool. You can pick up a towel at any station, and these towels are huge, and they will have towels on every lounger. And you have your pool over here. Beds are first come, first serve. It's a port day, that's why you don't see anybody out here yet. And if you're enjoying the pool, then you have quick access to the upper decks. You can just go up these steps and head up to the upper deck to get some breakfast or some lunch.
And even though you don't need a hideaway spot on the ship, I did love this spot at the Atoll Pool. But I will say there wasn't much of a breeze flowing the further inward you were, so it did get a bit hot in this space.
I have about an hour before I have to go to my excursion, so I came down to Crema just to get a cup of coffee to go. And the coffee station, I mean, you can order, but they have a server who will take your order, and you just have a seat in the general area, and they will bring you your coffee, whether you're drinking it here in the area or there's an outdoor area here as well, or even if you're taking it to go.
The Explora Journeys terminology for shore excursion is Journey Destination Experience, and the meeting location was in the Journeys Lounge or the Forward Theater. You could pick up a towel for your excursion here or in the gangway on the way out. But these were the biggest and the most beautiful ship towels I have ever seen. And I didn't have to sign for it or fear a charge on my account if a return wasn't recorded.
Getting ready to go on my excursion, so you come into the this is the Journeys Lounge, so everybody meets up here. They give you a card, and you just wait for your group number to be called. So I'm just sitting here waiting for my group number to be called.
And then if you feel like you are okay with the choppy weather, feel free to do it. But if you feel uncomfortable about it, please let us know right now. And then, we can give you a refund if you don't want to proceed to do your activity.
So apparently there is one excursion group, they're doing a glass bottom boat, and the water is very, very choppy. So they're letting you know, basically, the water's choppy. If you want a refund now, go ahead and get it. But apparently you cannot do the ride and then complain, do the excursion and then complain and try to get your money back. So it's like now or never. But that is nice that they're even offering that. Oh yeah, and I guess I just realized that I never said where I was going. So I am doing the salsa and guacamole excursion today. It's not the one that I wanted. I actually wanted one. It was like a historical tour, and it was a cooking class as well. But I couldn't book it at home. I was trying to use my experience points. And so it's not the excursion that I wanted, but that was on me because I couldn't book it at home. And I came here, my intention was to book it as soon as I got on the ship, got caught up and forgot all about it. And then by the time I went to try to book, it was already booked up. So this one that I'm doing today, the guacamole and salsa making, that's my second choice. Now, one thing I would tell you about the excursions, now having cruised so many times, to me these look like the same excursions but maybe double the price or even more. This salsa and guacamole experience, it was either 100, 115 or 125. Now, I know I've seen this especially on Virgin, and I know it does not cost as much because I had experience points. I'm just cashing in my experience points to try it. But one thing I do want to see is if it's the same or different than the cruises on the regular cruise line. So we will see.
As many times that I have gotten off the ship for an excursion, this was my first time experiencing a walkway with a series of tiny steps instead of a ramp. Once off the ship, we were escorted from the ship all the way to our meeting location.
As she was explaining, those waters are choppy. I don't know if I would want to be on a small boat out there.
4, 5, and 7 is just right here at the beginning.
Okay, so they escorted us to our zone area. So now I just find my zone. So it's not the actual zone listed up here. You just have to watch out for the ladies with their flags and cards telling you what zone. Well, this might make a difference. These are nice little coaches. Well, one thing, definitely not your typical shuttle at all. These are cushioned, very nice.
See, poquito, a little bit. Let me see what your poquito, guys. First and nothing, do you know tequila? Sí. Okay. Do you know cerveza? Beer. What's baños?
Bathroom.
Bathroom. That's the most important, right? ¿Dónde está el baño? Where is the bathroom? So, for example, to go to Cozumel from here, we need to drive 4 hours to Playa del Carmen, and then we can take the ferry. But many people think that this is an island. In this state, we only have 3. Women Island, which is after Cozumel, and a little one 22 miles away from here. So this is the only road to get in and get out, the last neighborhood, casitas, and the tourism areas.
After a brief guided tour along the way, we arrived. Tables were already set up for us, and we just had to select one and put on our apron. We were given a blue margarita at the start to get us in the cooking mood.
Arriba. Abajo. Al centro.
The staff guided us through the ingredients and each step of preparing each salsa. The salsa making process was fast-paced. And I was trying my best to get good footage and to look like I knew what I was doing with these cooking utensils. I started sweating and needed the margarita to cool me down a bit. This was work, trying to look, listen, follow along, and do the work too. Ooh, child, this was a time, but it was fun. Everyone else was in pairs, which made things easier because they could share the work. A couple of times, the staff had to come over to help me out because I was falling behind.
Half goes in here. Half? Okay.
But in the end, the work was worth it because each of these was delicious. afterwards, there was a tequila class and tasting that I absolutely did not expect. You could purchase bottles afterwards, but I'll admit I found them to be unusually pricey from my previous port experiences. And then we were guided through salsa dancing lessons. And not having a partner was a perfect excuse for me to sit this one out and just film. Next, we were taken to the beach and escorted to our own private area.
After salsa making and salsa dancing, so now we are at our beach break. So we came over here to the beach. We have 1 hour. So this has actually been a pretty nice excursion. Only a certain part of the beach that we're allowed, that's included bathrooms. They showed us where the bathrooms are. That was at the entrance, and it's normally $1 for everybody else to use the bathroom. But because we bought a package, it's included, so we just let them know, hey, we're with the group and we don't have to pay to go to the bathroom. Any additional food and drinks, if we want anything else here, and I don't because I'm pretty full, that will be extra. So if you want to buy something else, that's not included and that will be extra. But our excursion included 1 blue margarita, and then we had shots, so that's enough. That's quite enough, so I don't need anything else to drink. But this is a nice beach area. So they put those blue dividers out there because the waters are very choppy. So that's to keep everyone in a safe area. But yes, so this is a very nice day. I'm just gonna sit in my lounger. I grabbed a lounger. I'm going to relax for an hour.
I grabbed a lounger, spread out my towel, and then I just relaxed. There was no loud banging party music. I relaxed so much that I nearly drifted off and almost didn't realize our time was up. It was just that quiet and peaceful. And I was the last one to get up to leave. Once back on the coach, the staff did do a head count, so I would like to think that they wouldn't have left me sleeping there on the lounger. I booked a guacamole, salsa, and beach excursion, which I saw on a third-party excursion site for about 25% less. But if I had booked through the third-party excursion site, I would have had to find my own transportation. Now, unless there is an outrageous price difference, I'm team convenience, and of course team safety. Yes, I probably could have found cheaper transportation, but I didn't want to go through trying to find someone else to do this excursion with me, and I wouldn't want to find a ride by myself in Mexico just for the chance to save about $20. With the escort from the ship to the meeting location and the ride on the air-conditioned coach, this excursion was comfortable and stress-free. To me, this was worth the price difference.
Alright guys, so we're calling it a day. I am heading back to the ship, and back there, that is the Norwegian Prima with all that loud music blasting.
Once on board, I came back to the atoll area and grabbed this lounger in the corner. It was a nice spot with a great view, but like I said before, it became a little hot because there was really no airflow. Alright, so what a great day in Costa Maya. So I came back, spent a little time at the pool, came back, showered, and now I got dressed, just a little simple little dress, and headed to Sakura. Sakura is an Asian style restaurant, so headed there. I have I believe it might be 6, 7, I don't know, but I'm just gonna go to see if I can get in early. I think it's at 7 o'clock, but I'm gonna go in and see if I can get in now, or if not, especially if they have a restaurant bar, just to get a pre-dinner drink while I wait for my table. All right, let's get going. Sakura is a beautiful Pan-Asian restaurant with a sushi bar with an outdoor area on the other side.
Alright, so we are at Sakura, which is Asian themed, and I'm looking at the menu. I have no idea what to get, so this might be one of those times that I get a couple of things off of the menu, because here, this is a ship where you don't have to worry about how many entrees can you get before they start charging you. Everything is included, and you can get as many entrees as you want. Alright, let me figure out what I'm gonna get. Alright, so here is our menu, and as you can see, it's kind of blurry, but as you can see, they do have items marked gluten-free. Here they call it gluten conscious. So I don't know if that means, you know, some cross-contamination. In addition to the regular menu, they also have a sushi menu as well. And we are firing up the thrusters so we can sail away, leaving Costa Maya. So I'm trying to do, all the time I get on these ships and I'm trying to do something different. So he brought me the wine list, but also a list of other like Japanese cocktails. So I got a Kai cocktail, which is actually, this is it, but it's actually served like a tea. So this is a teapot and this is my Kai. So he poured that in for me. So now I'm gonna give it a taste and see what it tastes like. So we'll go ahead and give this a taste to see what it tastes like. Okay. Now I know it's gin. This is really nice. It's light, it's refreshing, kind of crisp. So not too sweet, which is perfect. Yeah, if you know me, I don't like sweet drinks. So not too sweet at all. So I would actually get this again. All right, and here is my jumbo lump crab salad. And here are scallops. And I also got the lobster pad thai, lobster pad thai. And also a side of broccoli and rice. So that completes my meal for the, I am too stuffed for dessert, but if you want to see what's for dessert, here you go. This is the desserts menu. Now the lemongrass poached pear is not marked as gluten conscious, but they can remove the raw sugar streusel, which makes it not gluten free. But yes, so those are your choices if you want to have dessert. I'm just too stuffed. All right, just leaving Sakura, and dinner was absolutely great. I didn't talk much because another couple came to sit at a table right next to me, and the tables are kind of close. Even if you have the table for two, they're very, very close. So I didn't want to, you know, vlog. I just took a video and pictures of what I ate, but it was very, very delicious. I am about to head to the Journeys Lounge, but before I do, let's just take a peek at this is the Astern swimming pool. Let's see what it looks like. It looks like the bar is still open. And I think that's part of the sushi restaurant, but yeah, so they've taken all the cushions off and everything, and it feels so nice out here too. And I see the bar is still open as well. If you did want to come out here, there's a couple of chairs out here, a couple of sofas, cushioned sofas out here still. So, but yeah, you can still come out here and enjoy the evening. Okay, so now I am about to head to the Journeys Lounge. There is a show in 15 minutes. They're doing a cover of Billy Joel's songs, and I used to love Billy Joel, so I'm about to go check it out.
On my way to the Journeys Lounge, I passed by the lobby. The lobby area bar was always a gathering spot around dinner time, and there was always live music here.
Alright, so this show is supposed to start in 7 minutes. And look how much space you have. Look how many options you have for seats. So it's not like you have to, on some ships, you have to come to an event almost an hour early, you know, just to get a good seat. But you have plenty of seating options. And like I said, it's 7 minutes before showtime.
I'll take you just the way you are. But it's sad, sweet, and I knew it complete. But I won't be unmanageable. Tell her about it, do everything you need. And now she's looking for a downtown bed. That's what I am. Go ahead with your own mind. Leave me alone.
So tonight there is movie under the stars out here. Very few people out here. I have a lounger and I am about to just relax and watch at least a few minutes of the movie. Not staying out too late tonight, but hey, I can't let this moment pass. So a crew member came over and told me this is something different. So this is a silent movie. So you get a pair of headphones if you want to listen to the movie. So this is cool. I'm gonna try it out for a little bit.
I have to admit, this was really nice. Just like the silent parties you see on other ships, this was a silent movie. The roof was retracted, the temperature and breeze was still great, and it felt like you were in bed watching a movie. Yes, I drifted off and other people fell asleep too, but it wasn't because of the movie. It was because this was just so comfortable and relaxing. It was like sleeping in your bed outdoors. So I said I wasn't staying here till the end, but I did. It's day 4 of my first solo luxury cruise on Explorer Journeys EXPLORA I. And today we are in Belize City. Today is a packed day with a short Explorer Journeys destination experience and a quick tour of the port before I'm back on board with a busy evening with relaxation at the spa and yoga, a solo group dinner, the evening entertainment, and never have I ever until now. And hey, does Explorer I have a nightlife? Let's find out. One of the biggest benefits to me of Explorer Journeys fare is that it not only includes gratuities, drinks, specialty level dining, and the thermal spa, but that it includes premium Wi-Fi for not 1 but 3 devices. I started this morning off by getting some work done in bed, and it was great not to have to log out of my phone or my iPad to connect my laptop to the ship Wi-Fi. The connection was strong too, because each suite has its own router, so you're not competing with hundreds of other guests for bandwidth. Now it was time for breakfast, and I just got gluten-free toast and coffee for in-suite dining this morning. A simple yet satisfying way to start the day. Good morning. Today we are in Belize City, and Belize City is a tender port, so I am headed down now to our meetup area. I have an excursion, a very short excursion that's an historical tour. It should only last about 2 hours, so I am headed down now to the Journeys Lounge. That's where we meet up to gather in groups for the tender, so headed there now. One thing that I do like is that for every port that we're going to, they have number 1, an informational in one of the lounge areas where they talk about the location that we're going to, give you a little bit of historical information, and also on their webcam channel, they also do their announcements there. So instead of hearing announcements on the loudspeaker, if there are announcements, you will hear them on the television set on their deck camera. Of course, any emergency announcements you may hear if that occurs. But that's nice that you don't hear all of these announcements blasting. If you want to hear announcements or what's going on around the ship, you can turn it onto the web camera. And also there's a different channel to where the entertainment director goes through the activities for today. There's like a daily activities list that he goes through every single morning. And I find that nice. It's not intrusive and the information is there when you need it. Just turn to the right channel and you can get all of the information and all of the announcements that you want. Hey, if you're enjoying this content, I hope that you will hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so that I'll know to create more content like this. All right, let's head down to the tender station. Unlike other ships, you didn't have to get a ticket for tendering, but just proceed to the gangway when you're ready to get off the ship. Once again, we gathered in the Journeys Lounge to be assigned a group number and to be escorted off the ship. Unlike yesterday, Belize City is a tender port, and this was one of the largest tenders I've ever boarded. And boarding went at a moderate pace, so it didn't feel like we were sitting there for a long time. I took a front seat and I could feel little spritz of water, so if that bothers you, you may want to sit away from the windows. The ride was a little bouncy, but for me, not enough to make me feel sick. Just maybe like a little kiddie roller coaster, which I love. EXPLORA Journeys had a flavored water station waiting for you after the tender, which was a nice touch. I had been to this port once about 6 years ago, but I don't remember it. I plan to check it out on my way back, but for now, I was headed to the meeting location for my excursion. Today's excursion is through EXPLORA Journeys as well, and it's just a quick 2-hour city tour. Most of the excursions were like 4 to 7 hours long, and I didn't want to be out that long. I saw other experiences available like longer city tours, Mayan ruins and cave tours, tubing, ATV, ziplining, and more. But just a quick tour was all I wanted. This small shuttle had single seats on one side, which made me feel like they knew I was coming. The driver was very friendly and gave us historical and current facts along the way.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to our country, Belize. My name is Gustavo. You can only call me Carlos if I did something wrong. Anything good? I'm Gustavo. Our country, Belize, is 450,000 people. Belize City itself is only 90,000. In the entire country of Belize, there's only 12 set of traffic lights. Out of that 12, only 8 are working. September 1981, we became a colony of England.
Stops included a lighthouse, a ride around government buildings and homes of the wealthy, as well as the poorer side of the land. Of course, there were stops for photo ops by a Belize sign, and we made a stop at the Traveler's Rum Distillery. There wasn't a guided tour, but you were able to do a self-guided tour and read about the history of the distillery. Across from the store was the bar where you could purchase drinks. I didn't buy a drink, but I did purchase rum cream to take back to my suite. And that was the end of the tour, and for just $80, I felt like this was the perfect length. The tender was set up to leave every 30 minutes, so I decided to tour the port a bit. It was a setup like an outdoor mall, and there was a map of what was located where, just in case you were looking for something specific. And I noticed that there was even a little pool behind the Belize sign. One of the reasons I wanted a short tour was so that I could come back and go to the thermal spa. The thermal spa is a luxurious wellness retreat with a heated hydrotherapy pool, multi-temperature experience showers, steam room, salt therapy room, a dry heat sauna, and heated marble loungers. And it has a cooling station to refresh. I checked out the women's changing facilities on the way out. Fresh towels were always available. You created your own code for the lockers. There were restrooms, a vanity, and a shower. Alright guys, just want to update you as to what's going on. It's been a long, busy day. So I got back from my tour in Belize City, and that was actually a great tour. I really enjoyed it. I didn't want anything too long. It was a 2-hour tour around the city, and our shuttle driver, you know, explained like history along the way. So that was a really good tour, and we made a stop at the rum distillery, and I just got some rum cream. And then of course, because this is Explora, any purchases you make, you're able to just bring them right on board to your room. I did make my purchase, and my that's my rum cream right over there. So now I just spent hour and a half or so in the spa, and the spa was delightful. So I quickly looked at the schedule of events, and I saw that there was yoga, evening yoga, that starts in 10 minutes. So I went by to see if I could get in, because they do ask that you sign up 24 hours in advance, or not 24 hours, but the day prior. So I just went by to see if I could get in, you know, for the evening class, which starts at 5 in 10 minutes, and I could. And I also scheduled for tomorrow morning. So I want to do a quick change and go back up to the fitness center to get a little evening yoga and meditation in. Evening yoga at sunset was incredibly calming. This small class with just 3 other guests made it feel intimate and peaceful. It was a perfect way to unwind before dinner. That yoga class felt so good, and I need to stay on track. I keep getting on and off track. I started yoga a while ago, got busy, got off track, never got back to it. So went to this class, and oh, I felt so good afterwards. Now, some of the poses were a little tough for me because I haven't stretched in so long. So I need to actually keep this up. So I signed up to go tomorrow, 7 a.m. Tomorrow is port day at Cozumel, but I don't plan on any excursions. So I'm going to try to get up, go to the 7 a.m. class, and who knows, maybe the evening class too. But for now, the solos are having a dinner. It's been scheduled. So I am headed there now. I'm 10 minutes late for pre-dinner drinks. We have pre-dinner drinks at 6. And the dinner at 6:30, is that right? Yeah, 6:30. I am headed there now. We're eating at Rouge, and I was there 2 nights ago and loved it. So looking forward to, I don't know what I'm gonna get tonight, so we'll see. But I'm looking forward to it. These ladies are a lot of fun. We dined at the captain's table that sits between Rouge and the Med Yacht Club. I got a lobster risotto, and even though my birthday wasn't until the next day, the solos celebrated my birthday with me. Birthday to you. Now it was Sherry, one of the other solos, who told me that the lobby bar had the best bartenders and the best drinks. So we headed there after dinner in order to explore Journey's signature drinks off of the menu, and it was delicious. Happenings around the ship today included a scavenger hunt, team trivia, a luminary talk about Cozumel, tomorrow's port stop, live music in the lobby and Explorer Lounge, and movies under the stars again. I promised some of the other solos that I would meet them in the Astern Lounge on deck 5 for the Shining Star karaoke night. That is cute, look at that. But before I did, I stopped in at the Journey's Lounge to catch a bit of rock symphonies with Mate Rats, a Hungarian violinist. Then it was to the Astern Lounge to watch karaoke. And I was just in time to see Nainito, another solo on the ship. We met earlier on the cruise, as Nito told me. She recognized me from my channel. Yes, YouTube can be a blessing now to meet other solos. It was great meeting and hanging out with her, but for now, I could just watch her perform. But little did I know that Sarah, the solo host and show host, would call me to the stage. Never have I ever done karaoke until now. And the footage is compliments of Nainito. karaoke on Explora Journeys was actually a lot of fun. After karaoke, I checked out After Dark, the nightclub experience. It was a bit underwhelming, reminding me of my first solo group cruise when the club felt a little empty, until our group took over the dance floor and made our own fun. And just like that, the spark for my next group voyage on Explora II was born.
Uptown girl, she's an uptown girl. Uptown girl, she's an uptown girl.
It's my birthday on board Explora Journeys, and today we are in Cozumel. I plan to go to my favorite restaurant in port, Pancho's Backyard. Plus, visit every single pool on the ship. Since Explora spends longer times in port, and we'll be here until 10 p.m. But then the unexpected happened. That was very disappointing. But would Explora Journeys be able to salvage the day for me? Let's find out. This morning, I started my birthday with breakfast at the Marketplace Emporium.
I woke up to go to yoga. Today's my birthday. I said that's a great way to start the day. Just gonna look around before I decide.
Some items were ready to serve while others were beautifully displayed and cooked to order.
How old am I? 58.
The servers here served everything, even the fresh fruit. Nanito, another solo cruiser, told me about the fresh pressed juices she gets every morning from the Nectar Juicery. So I decided to give it a try.
Going to try the Rise and Shine refreshing juices today. Oh good, and it's already labeled gluten-free. Raw, vegan, gluten-free, lactose-free, and refined sugar-free. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you.
It was a refreshing way to start the day. As I browsed, I saw fruits, cheeses, seafood. Breakfast sandwiches, and some absolutely tempting baked goods. It was a tough decision, but I did get something I usually don't. Birthday indulgence, right?
All right, good morning, everyone. We are in Cozumel today, and I came back up to the Marketplace Emporium for breakfast after yoga. So this morning, I got a little sample of, there were like two types of salmon. So I just got a sample of that so I can taste it. And then over here, I got bacon, eggs, and these are potatoes, Lioness potatoes or something like that. So, and then you saw I got my juice here, got coffee coming.
Hey, are you enjoying this content so far? If you are, I hope that you will like this video and subscribe to the channel so that I'll know to create more content like this.
So today we are at Cozumel and it is my birthday. So I'm actually planning to pretty much stay on the ship. I'm going to go into Cozumel for just in the port for lunch. And today I am planning on all things wet, so pools, whirlpools. I went to the spa yesterday, so I may save that for last if I go again. But yeah, I want to hit up all the pools and whirlpools and show you all of the pools and whirlpools. So, but for now, I'm gonna get a little breakfast in and get the day started. All right, so of course starting the day with a little walking, but something I'm seeing that's interesting.
Now here's where the day took a turn.
I think we're at a different part of the port because usually I see three amigos out there, and my plan was to go out and go to Pancho's Backyard, but I think this is a different part of the port. Down there is where I'm used to docking, so I'm just gonna get out in the port today just to kind of look around
and see what's on this end. Out of all my cruises, I've never ported here before in Cozumel. All right, so I am waking up from a long nap. After yoga and breakfast, I think last night, staying up late last night kind of caught up with me, and I went to sleep. So I'm just now getting up. I'm going to venture out into the port today. But first, I'm hungry. I was going to order room service in the room for lunch, but I don't see anything I want. I want something just kind of light. And I'm thinking shrimp. They usually have like grilled shrimp there or something, or salmon or something like that, or even a salad. So I'm about to go back up to the Marketplace Emporium. I'm coming to love that place, so I'm gonna go back up there for lunch. I do want to do a live stream, a ship tour. I have not done a ship tour yet, so I'm gonna do it today. Yes, I know it's my birthday, and that's work for my birthday, but I do not mind at all. So after that, then I'll go out to the port, because we are here until 10 p.m. today, so I got some time, and I got a few events planned for this evening on my birthday. So first, let's go grab some lunch from the Emporium. All right, now this is tough. There are so many great options here, even for gluten-free. I got two things that I wanted to try today because I'm running out of time. I only have a couple of days left, and I still want to get some gluten-free pasta, but I'll try that maybe tomorrow or the last day, which is Thursday. But so I ordered lobster risotto, and at the Wok there was a chicken dish, so I got that. So let me show you the chicken dish. I have that right now. So at the Wok, every day they have something different. So this is chicken, and I'm waiting on my lobster risotto, which is naturally gluten-free. And of course I got a mimosa. Okay, and I like it. This is really, really delicious. It's very flavorful. It has like a hint, just a hint of spice to it. Not overbearing at all, but this is good. And they have different vegetables. You can choose your vegetables. I just let him put all the vegetables in, which is looks like snow peas, bok choy, carrots. So lots of good little vegetables in there. Tastes very, very delicious. All right, so let me go check on my lobster risotto. All right, and here is the lobster risotto. Now, if I had time, there's something I want to do at 1 o'clock. I would have got some grilled shrimp to add to this. That would have been awesome. But yeah, this is lunch. To me, this is why the Marketplace Emporium is not like a buffet. With high quality, made-to-order entrees and exceptional table service, I've never experienced anything close to this in a buffet on any other cruise ship. Okay, both of these are very, very delicious. This lobster risotto, delicious. Let me show you. So it's very creamy. There's some little lobster pieces in it, and it's just again, very flavorful. And that's the thing when I look for when looking for gluten-free, I'm looking for different options, but spices and flavor. That's all I need. And it could be just the simplest thing. All I need is spices, flavor, and both of these dishes are doing it for me. I highly recommend both of these. But if you had to get one, the lobster risotto. Good. Alright guys, so I just finished up a ship tour. So now I finally made it outside, and I am going to walk the distance from this port. Now there is, let me see, there's a guy back there on a cart, a little buggy that you can get if you want to get a ride, you know, in, because that is pretty much a long walk. But of course I want to get my steps in, and I just want to walk it. So I am going to walk into the port. This is a different port. I haven't been to this one before, so this is interesting
especially because I have been here several times and always ported into the same port. So I'm just interested and curious to see, you know, what's at this port and what it looks like. All right, so we are about to find out. All right, so this is Punta Langosta. Punta Langosta.
We docked at a different port in Cozumel, which I wasn't expecting. And honestly, it wasn't the easiest port to navigate. There were no clear signs to help you find your way out of this maze, and some of the escalators were blocked off with no further directions.
All right, I'm a bit lost. I don't even know how to get out of here. That area back there was for crew only. So let me see, how do I get out of here?
And the store owners who were hanging outside seemed to have no interest in helping you out, even when asked.
Oh, all right, so apparently we take the escalator. I thought this was broken. So I didn't think to come up here. So you take the escalator, you gotta climb the escalator. All right, so this is interesting. Let's see, let's look. Okay, we got a senior frogs down here, so it looks like we just exit right onto the street. There's a Starbucks over there. Looks like a lot of little shops around. So I guess you just exit right into the street. But it doesn't look like there's too much going on down there either. So lots of little shops up here. And it's like an outdoor mall. Your normal port shopping stops. And so far, yeah, I'm impressed. I think I like the other port better. Another set of escalators that you gotta walk down. I have never seen a senior's frog this dead. All right, yeah, so I think I've had enough out here. I just walked down the street. Lots of little shops, the normal shops that you would see at, you know, at the port stops, and a lot of little trinkets and souvenirs and things like that. I don't want to buy anything. I've been to Cozumel several times before. It was interesting to stop at another port. The only one I've stopped at was Costa Maya. So, and I actually like that port a lot better. But I'm about to head back to the ship.
Since I hadn't planned for this port, I didn't know what to do or where to go. Looking back, I wish I had booked an excursion or found a local restaurant to try.
Ooh, yeah, that was a long walk for nothing. Nothing at all.
Have you ever ported at Punta Langosta before? If so, what did you do? Let me know in the comments because I'd love to hear your suggestions in case this ever happens again.
It's like you have to walk all the way around these shops, and it seems like they have some of the escalators, even the ones that aren't working, kind of blocked off, so you just can't make a straight shot to the street. You have to walk through all of this. All right, lesson learned. I will not get off here again unless I have some type of excursion. Otherwise, there's no reason for me to get off here in this port.
I was so relieved to get back to my suite, my cozy home at sea. And I was no longer in the mood to even try every pool today.
All right, I'm about to chill in this spot right here. Got a little while, couple hours before dinner. All right, like I said, we are still here. It is 5 after 6, and we are still here because we are leaving. We're not leaving until 10, but I have a 6 o'clock, yes, I'm late, dinner appointment at Med Yacht Club. So this place, you have to make a reservation. So I made my reservation for 6, so let me hurry before they cancel it.
I made dinner reservations for the Med Yacht Club for that evening. On board, you can book dining through the reservation stand on deck 5, just above the lobby. One thing I love about dining on Explore Journeys, there are no formal nights. The dress code is relaxed. Think business casual to cocktail attire for ladies, and unlike the traditional cruise lines, there aren't a lot of photographers with backdrops trying to snap your picture every night. Dinner in the evening feels personal, low-key, with no pressures.
All right, so I am here at the Med Yacht Club. So I will show you the menu, but I am seated. They seated me in the back by a window, so there's a little bit of light right now, but so I'm sure the sun will go down in a minute. But yeah, so this place is absolutely beautiful. Again, you can make reservations
reservations once you're on board. Here is the restaurant, and there's a bar there, but absolutely beautiful. All right, and here is the menu. They have tapas to share if you're in a group, appetizers, salad. They have soups, pasta and risotto, plant-based specialties, fish and seafood, meat entrees, and side dishes. And let's see if they have, yeah, then they have desserts as well. And once again, everything is marked for allergens, for vegan, gluten conscious. So you do have, and gluten conscious, we do have a lot of options. And also they have a signature cocktail list. So these are their signature cocktails for the ship. The Pamplemousse Rose I actually had at the lobby bar last night, and it was very good. So I'm gonna see if I can try some more drinks off of this list. But for now, I ordered the Pomberry Spritz. The server recommended that as a great starter. So we'll try that and see how it is. All right, and this sounds tasty. So this is the drink, and it has, the server explained it has vodka in it, Prosecco, a splash of pomegranate. So it sounds so tasty, and it looks tasty. So let's see if it's tasty. All right, so let's just go ahead and give this a try. Okay, yeah, I'm lucky because I'm picking drinks that are not too sweet, and this is not too sweet, so it's good. Not sweet at all. I mean, it has a hint of sweetness, but it's not a sugary drink. But yeah, it's very light, very refreshing, and I can see this as a pre-dinner drink because it's not too overpowering or overbearing. It doesn't have, you know, a heavy alcohol taste to it. So yeah, very light and very refreshing. All right, and here is our appetizer, beef carpaccio. Now this is something different, something I never had before, but I actually like it. It's very thinly sliced beef, and they asked me how did I want it. I got it cooked medium, and it's little droplets of sauce on top, and one tastes kind of like a mustard. The other is, you know, I don't know if it's like a mayo base, but it is very good. And then it looks like it has Parmesan cheese mixed in and some type of spice that's on it, but I like it. This is pretty tasty. So something different I never had. I like to try different things, you know, when I'm on the cruise and I see something else on the menu. So this I would get again. So one thing, I was going to get the mussels. They have mussels on the menu, but if you want to get mussels, you probably want to come to the restaurant early, book it early, because the server told me after day 3 they don't have the mussels anymore, or some of the fresh seafood items, because after 3 days it's not fresh anymore, so they don't have it. Look, as soon as you get on the ship, I would look at the Met Yacht Club to see, you know, when you want to book it as soon as possible, so you can have all of the options, especially like the mussels. Lemon drop martini.
They put the sugar in.
Sugar rum.
Because they put the sugar in to balance the limoncello's sourness. Because the limoncello is a bitter, lemon bitter.
Okay.
So to balance the bitter, so they put the sugar in.
Okay. Great. All right, we'll give it a try. Thank you. Okay. All right, so let's try out this second drink to see how it is. This is the limoncello. Again, now I'm just going off of recommendations from the server, which is very helpful for me. So let's give it a try. Let's see what he's talking about, because the drink itself, it is lemony, it is citrus, and a little bitter, but the sugar around the rim, it really helps when you're drinking it. It kind of softens it up a little bit. So yeah, drinking it this way with the sugar rim doesn't make it really sweet at all, because I don't like sweet drinks, so.
This is very good. I would highly recommend. This is very tasty. I would highly recommend it. All right, and this is our mushroom risotto. I love risotto, so I hope this is tasty. And I shouldn't say that because I already know that it is. There has been nothing on this ship that I have not liked. This is really good. And the thing is, I love the risotto in Carnival Steakhouse. This tops that. This is really good. So when I go to restaurants, I try not to eat the entire thing because I want to save room for everything later. I'm not a big eater. I don't have a big appetite. But sometimes when it's good, it's hard because I want to eat the rest of this. But I'm trying to save room for my main entree. But I would not be mad if this was my main entree, even without any type of meat. Okay, I was going to try a third cocktail to share with everyone, but these drinks are strong, so yeah, not right now. This is so good. So the thought that comes across my mind is that there is specialty dining. Anthropology is a specialty dining. I have no idea what the food's like there because the quality that is here in the included dining, this tastes like specialty dining. What I'm having now at the Yacht Club tastes like something that I would pay more for on a different cruise line. Anthropology must be out of this world, but me being gluten-free, my options are so limited. For me, it wouldn't be worthwhile. So hopefully there will be some other vloggers who might purchase those experiences and be able to share them with you. But to me, the included dining, it tastes like specialty dining. All right, so I am stuffed, but there was a dessert. There was a signature dessert. So I'm stuffed, but can't wait without not trying it. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna try it. So wait for it to come out. And here it is. So this is the sweet caprice, and this is the Yacht Club's signature dessert. So I know that this is strawberry, this is like a cream cheese. So I love strawberries and I love cream cheese. Now even though I'm stuffed, I just said I can't leave without trying this. Now this is very, very different, and I can see where some people might not like it. To me, it's a totally different flavor. And I just noticed that there are tomatoes in here too, which you usually don't see in a dessert. This is going to be hard to describe, but the strawberries, tomato, and then the sauces they have in here, let me show you. It's just like the mixture of flavor, but what really sets it off, there are pistachio nuts in here, and that's what really sets it off when you mix the strawberries and the cream cheese flavors, the sauces they have in here, plus the pistachio on top. For some reason, those mix very well, and it tastes very good. Very, very different. So I recommend at least trying it. Yeah, because it's very different. So that was very delicious. I didn't eat the whole thing because my server is excellent tonight. My server is excellent tonight, and he's making all of these recommendations which are like on par. This is, I'm sorry.
Your amaretto, angelico,
okay,
and caramel syrup, shaken and stirred.
All right, okay.
so much. My name is Aman and the wine sommelier.
Okay.
Yacht restaurant.
Your recommendations have been great.
So
So, thank you.
pleasure is all mine.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Yes, we'll do. Thank you. All right, guys, so let's give this a try. Oh my God. Excellent. This is good. And I know he told me the name. I either need to rewind or ask him again because this is absolutely delicious. This is really tasty and it's a different flavor I have never tasted before. This is really good. If you come on Explore, definitely book the Med Yacht Club as soon as you can. You can only book it on board and you have to make reservations. They're open for lunch. I haven't tried their lunch yet. I'm going to see if I can try their lunch menu as well. But dinner is absolutely phenomenal. Make sure you make sure you come and book it as soon as possible because more than likely you're going to want to come more than once. But yes, this is, to me, this was an experience. Everything that I selected or everything that was recommended was very good, a true dining experience. I highly recommend it. The Med Yacht Club.
Very sure what is the title, okay? I will be very strict, okay? I will be very strict, so be sure about what you're writing down.
After dinner, I stopped by the ABBA Trivia in the Stern Lounge. Later, I learned that Sarah, who also hosts the Solo Traveler events, actually creates all the trivia questions herself for her trivia games. And she is really passionate about it. And that was just so great to see. And then it was time for my birthday treat, the cognac and cigars experience at the Malt Whiskey Bar on Deck 11. I had booked this event a few days earlier and it was $95. And I thought it was well worth it.
Yes.
Oh, I missed that one. Right.
Very interesting.
I'll admit, I wondered if I would be the only woman there, but I wasn't. I ended up sitting next to another solo traveler, Maria. This was actually her first cruise, and she chose Explore Journeys. Great choice, but I was thinking it's really going to be tough for her to cruise a traditional cruise line after this. All right. We were each given a cigar, which the host helped us to light.
Thank you.
And then we were guided through a tasting of 3 different cognacs, with stories about each one's backgrounds and flavor notes.
So, okay, tonight I'm gonna speak about 3 nice or prestigious cognacs we have. We're gonna taste tonight. So we have VSOP, and then we have XO, and then we have Paradise. So first of all, before I go deep into the stuff we're gonna speak about, we're gonna taste about, I just wanna know if everyone knows what do we use to make cognac for it to be called cognac. Okay, thanks all for coming. I just want to know where we come from. I know you, I know where you're from. So that we know each other. Let's just get a little bit small intro and then what about you, ma'am?
I live in Hollywood, Florida.
And this is
Hollywood,
her birthday
Florida.
today.
Oh,
Yeah.
Doing something different.
Yes.
So,
Yes. What about you? So we all come from USA. Interesting. But however, cognac was introduced long time ago. Scotland, they're being famous of making their Scotch whiskey because nothing got destroyed in Scotland. And for them to make Scotch whiskey, they use malted barley. So however, in France, for them to make cognac, they need the grapes, right? So they use the French barrels, the French oak barrels for these cognacs.
Is the oak charred? Nice.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
From 25 years up to 100 years. Oh, wow. Yes. From 25 up to 100 years. And then they start blending. So the youngest one in this boat is 25 years.
After the formal tasting, we were invited to just stay and sit, relax, and enjoy. And we all stayed and just chatted, sipped, and just took our time. For me, this felt like the perfect way to celebrate my birthday, especially after a rocky start in the port. And when I returned to my suite, I found a sweet birthday surprise. It was a gift bag of Explora Journeys goodies from Sierra, Tato, and the entire entertainment team. That gesture and the whole evening completely turned my day around.
So for me also, I prefer also the XO, to be honest. However, this one is nice also for other people with different palates. People who like a little bit spicy kind of character, so this is the one. So thanks once again.
Thank you so much.
This is for you. I'll finish it all.
Oh, thank you.
Explora Journeys really came through for my birthday. Some people say solo cruising gets lonely, especially on a sea day. But is that a myth or a fact? Let's find out.
I am about to head to, alright, good morning. It is a sea day this morning and I came up to the Emporium trying to grab something quick. I hope that I don't make myself late. There's a tour for travel agents to look at some different rooms, so I'm doing that, but I have to be there in like 20 minutes. So I'm hoping that the order doesn't take that long. I ordered avocado toast, some gluten-free bread. Everything here is made to order, so they have to make it. So I'm hoping I have enough time, but we'll see. All right, and here is our avocado toast with 2 eggs. This looks absolutely delicious, but I'm gonna have to scarf this down so I can meet up with the other travel advisors and do room tours.
And this is how the travel advisor sausage is made. When I visited the Future Cruise office to explore itinerary ideas for a group cruise, the representative from Explora Journeys recognized that I was a travel advisor. He then invited me to join in on suite walkthroughs scheduled for other travel advisors on board.
This is a deluxe penthouse.
Deluxe penthouse, okay.
So next,
9084, okay.
Our guide then took us through several suite options and detailed the features and benefits of each.
$4,000 per chair.
Hey, are you enjoying this content so far? If you are, I hope that you will like this video and subscribe to the channel so that I'll know to create more content like this. I positioned myself at the back to ensure that I could capture the clearest views of the spaces during the allotted time so that I could show you some of the beautiful options on board. If you haven't already, check out my suite tours of the individual cabins or the suite tour movie, where you can view all of the suite tours in one sitting. After the suite tour, I needed to take a power nap with a view. Tell me, are these the best towels you've seen on a ship? I usually need 2 towels, but not these. This was such a wonderful sea day break.
All right, so now I am about to head to the Med Yacht Club for lunch. The Med Yacht Club is only open on sea days. Hello. Open on sea days for lunch, so that's where I am headed to now.
It's easy to forget that this option is available for lunch, and there aren't many people here.
All right, and I'm starting off with soup. It's gonna be a light lunch today, but this is my minestrone soup. He's coming back with some Parmesan cheese. Thank you. This soup is absolutely delicious. Very flavorful, and the cheese, the Parmesan cheese, adds so much to it. So, very good. Very, very flavorful. And this is lunch. Alright, and here is the dessert menu for lunch. You get a tart of the day, floating island, Monte,
hazelnut semifreddo, and ice creams and sorbet. I think I'm gonna pass because I am just so stuffed right now. But this was definitely a treat if you want an alternative from the marketplace. Definitely remember that the Med Yacht Club, they're only open for lunch on sea days. So if you have 2 sea days, you want to go as soon as you can. You do not need a reservation for lunch. Just show up. But I would advise you to show up, as early as you possibly can. But once again, a large empty elevator to myself as I head to the Explorer Lounge for afternoon tea. Now, if you are working remote, you can come to the Explorer Lounge to get a little work done. They do have outlets, however, make sure to bring your converter because they have the international outlets, but you can plug up and have a seat and work in this area. Afternoon tea was daily from 4 to 5 p.m. And along with a cart of sandwiches and desserts, there were made-to-order gluten-free sandwich options and gluten-free dessert options as well. I decided to multitask and attend afternoon tea and get a little work done at the same time. Other activity options around the ship on this sea day today included a Spanish 101 class for beginners, a Q&A session about life at sea, a Lost at Sea interactive mystery game, another luminary discussion, a wine tasting and food pairing event, another silent movie under the stars tonight, and so much more. All right, good evening. It is about 20 minutes to 8. So I've just been kind of chilling all afternoon, relaxing. I spent some time at the Explorer Lounge, talked with another solo who just came and sat with me and chatted with me. And that's the thing on this ship, you will not be alone, especially if you go to the solo meetup. Because the ship is so small, you're bound to run into each other in passing quite a bit. And if somebody sees you sitting alone, they may just come and join you. I've had several solos at different times to come join me for lunch or breakfast just because they see me over there sitting by myself. So if you're looking to connect with others, this ship with their solo program, and just, when solos know who the solos are, you just connect in passing. So that's a great thing about this ship. All right, so I'm kind of like in chill mode right now. So I know there's a show. I'm looking at the program right here. There is, I missed the solo traveler meetup. I was here in my room just relaxing. There's another show about music from the movies. So that's what tonight's production show is about in the Journeys Lounge. There's music playing in the lobby and at the Explorer Lounge. There's a Guess That Celebrity trivia in the Astern Lounge. And then there's karaoke later on tonight. So there are a few activities now. Unlike the larger ships, of course, they don't have like activities on top of each other, but you can go from one activity to the next if you just want to stay busy, on the ship. But this evening, I think I'm kind of like in wind down mode. So I am about to go to the marketplace, get a little something to eat, maybe walk around the ship, or I might just find a lounger. I think there's movies going on tonight as well. So I might just find a lounger and just relax again and chill. We have one more day, so I want to take some time to relax. I feel like I've been working a lot. So I want to take a little bit of time to relax too. But for now, I'm just going to get a little something. I'm not hungry, like a big meal hungry. So I'm about to go up to the marketplace and find just something, a little light something to eat. As you can see, I didn't do a lot today. Work, rest, eat. But that's the beauty of cruising, and especially cruising alone. And who gets tired of seeing the available dining options and food on a ship, allowing you to decide if it's the right ship for you? Do you like these dining options? Would you want to sail on this ship? Let me know. And I happened to find the other solos dining here this evening, and they welcomed me to join them. These ladies were such a delight to talk to and to hang out with. What amazed me was that in this group of ladies were two widows, one who had lost her husband and longtime cruise companion just before this cruise. They came solo, but they weren't alone. So if you have a similar situation and you're hesitant about cruising solo, you don't have to worry. With solo cruising programs, you can find other solos on the ship as well. Later, two of the solos and I went to the malt whiskey bar for old fashions and then tried our luck at the casino before spending the rest of the night at the lobby bar. Now this is the best bar for engagement with our favorite bartenders, especially Fernando, who was kind of voted our top favorite. I hung out with solos, Sherry and Nainito, just relaxing, talking, listening to music, and enjoying the evening while browsing Explora Journey's exclusive drink list.
Huh? It's a strong drink. He said it's strong. I don't know if I want strong. I love strong. Okay, we're gonna try this. Oh, why's mine? I want the biggest one. I love you guys. I know you guys. But this one's fatter. You need to move to Colorado. But this one's fatter though. Those are more shallow. I want the big one. They're probably all the same. Are these all the same?
It's the same in quantity.
Yeah, that's what I thought. See?
The thing is that the glasses are everywhere, you know. I don't have three of the same. It's not the same, but it's the same in quantity.
We enjoyed having a solo bonding moment with Fernando as he made us each a specialty drink, an old Cuban with Diplomatico rum, a Venezuelan rum.
You hear what he said? All right, I'll shut up.
You want to be on YouTube?
Yes, I have a YouTube channel, so we're gonna be on YouTube.
Give me the link later.
Okay, okay, I will.
That's so cool. I will follow you.
Okay, thank you. He's our favorite bartender. He's our favorite bartender. Second favorite. Don't give him a bigger head than he already has.
I'm not jealous. A bigger head than I already have.
Yeah, this is gonna be incredible. Old Cuban.
In a cigar, yeah. There's some rum, sugar, some lemon. And champagne. And champagne. It's got an old age rum. What's the name of it? It's Venezuela. I look for this
Diplomatic. This is Venezuelan rum. A Venezuelan rum. Oh, this is a blue Hawaii. She's been drinking that for like 2 hours. I know. And she started this one at 8 o'clock. That was 8 o'clock, yeah.
And this was so good. And this drink is available for an upcharge of $8.
We're playing musicals. They like us to try.
You ready?
We're ready.
Oh, these look good.
One,
They smell good.
two,
Rubber girls.
three. The three musketeers. Thank you. Okay.
Well, my name is Fernando. You can find me at the lobby bar in the Explora I. Hello, this girl.
Thank you.
And I just love coming to my suite at the end of the day when the room attendant has prepared it for a good night's sleep and with the soft accent lights. And to my surprise, new treats awaited my arrival. So, what do introverts do when they have the ships all to themselves? Why, they come out of hiding and go take a dip in every pool in every whirlpool on the ship. Of course. And which pool is the best? Let's find out.
All right, I don't know about this one. This is 5 feet 3 inches. Okay, I'm 4'10".
Good morning. It is the last day today of my cruise on EXPLORA I. Today we are in Key West. I've been here a few times. I'm not getting off the ship because I have not gotten into any pool or whirlpool on this ship yet. I just haven't had the time. So, of course, I did go to the spa a few days ago. I'm going to stay on the ship today. I'm going to go around to as many of the pools as I can and the whirlpools. And just, even if I dip my toe in, I got to do it before I leave the ship. Now, I've never done this before, and maybe because I don't think I've had like Key West as a last port, but apparently we have to go through immigration here at Key West anytime we come back. Wherever we touch first on the US when we're coming back from our journey is where we have to do immigration. How they have that set up is that the Journeys Lounge, we just go to the Journeys Lounge. We have to show our C-Pass card and our passport and or whatever documentation that we have for traveling and get cleared. So I'm about to do that now and then head up to the pool. I had room service for breakfast. I already ate, so it's not so I'm not going to show you like my leftovers, but I had gluten-free pancakes, and well, it was one gluten-free pancake, but it was large. It was good, a little bit thick, but the flavor was actually good. So but I would get it again, and just some bacon and some juice, coffee. So that's all I had this morning. So I am about to go to the Journeys Lounge, get clear for immigration, and then head around to some of the pools and whirlpools. All right, the first pool and whirlpool I'm going to hit up is here at the conservatory. We got the pool down here. But first, I think I'm gonna try the whirlpool first. And it's today we are porting in Key West, and there is nobody out here. So I'm about to, let's jump in on, yeah, we have a view over here. Today, I really did feel like I had my own private yacht, and I wasn't mad about it at all. Who knew everybody loved Key West? Now it's time for a pool crawl, and the first one up is the infinity pool, and this thing was massive. It was double-sided, and all week long I never saw this crowded. And little did I know, I was in for a little surprise. Hey, are you enjoying this content so far? If you are, I hope that you will like this video and subscribe to the channel so that I'll know to create more content like this. The water in this whirlpool was very warm. This was so nice and relaxing. And as always, when I try something for the first time on the last day, I always hated that I waited until the last day, and that's how I felt here. This view was beautiful, but I could imagine being here while we were sailing the ocean. And yes, it's a whirlpool, but for some reason, this didn't dawn on me to turn on the jets until after I had put the phone away and got back in. I was so much enjoying this whirlpool even without the jets. Next, it was time for my first dip in the conservatory pool. And this pool was heated too, nice and warm. I did my fake swim for a while and just couldn't believe that I still had this all to myself. Can you imagine the pool deck on some other traditional lines right about now? I even had space to twirl. This was an amazing experience. We just came from the conservatory pool and bar. Next, let's go to Helios. That's the adult-only pool and bar. We'll try out the Helios pool and bar and infinity whirlpools. Unlike the conservatory, it was pretty windy up here, so I had to be careful that the phone on my tripod didn't fall into the water. But these beds at the Helios pool were first come, first serve, and today I could have my pick, but I just wanted to take a little dip just to say that I did. And this water was cool. Now, it wasn't cold, but after the warm infinity whirlpool and conservatory pool, I could feel the difference. It took a minute to get acclimated, and I had to inch in and splash water on myself, but once I got in, it was fine. Now, this is definitely not a pool to try to swim in. There's no room for that, but a great pool to get up out of your lounger and just take a quick dip in with a nice fruity cocktail. All
right, that's 2 out of 2. That's 2 of them, and we have several more to go. Now, I'm on deck 12, and here is another one. This is another whirlpool, like the first one that I got in. So, I'm not going to get in this one, but I think I want to come back to that one for last because that was very warm. Then there is another whirlpool on 14, but I'm not going to go up there. And we did the conservatory on 11, so now we're going to go to 10, the atoll.
Once again,
how spacious this elevator is. All right, headed to the atoll pool and bar.
Now, I've been here a few times on this cruise relaxing on a bed and a lounger, but not the pool.
All right, look at this one. Nobody's up here. I see one person over there reading a book. So we're gonna grab a spot and get in. All right, I don't know about this one. This is 5 feet 3 inches. Okay, I'm 4'10", so I don't think we're gonna get very far in here, but we'll try. We'll see how far we can go. All right, let's see how far we can go.
Now, this pool was a comfortable temperature. It wasn't as warm as the whirlpool or the conservatory, but it wasn't cool like the Helios pool. So I was being careful here, exerting a little toe action beneath the water to scan any sudden drop-offs to the 5 feet of water. I decided to use a Spider-Man technique and grab and scale the pool wall down as far as I could go. And what I found was that the floor kind of leveled off a bit. There was not 5 foot 3 inches of water in this pool because I made it all the way to the end with only my chin submerged. You could probably float in this pool, but not much room for swimming either, unless you were by yourself. We made it all the way to the end. I don't know if I had it angled right, but I made it to the end of the pool.
All right, so we were here at the atoll, so now we're going to go down to the Astern pool and bar on deck 5. All right, here we go.
And yes, I know it doesn't look like it, but there are still people on this ship somewhere.
All right, we do have a few people back here.
This is another area that I did not hang out at all in and wish I did. This is an infinity pool, and I know that the view was just amazing while at sea. Can you see yourself on one of these beds with your favorite cocktail, just watching the wake? And this is not deep at all, not even to my waist, but there's a ledge where I could just sit and wade after standing to watch the view. And I have to tell you, my mind is just blown. After over 40 solo cruises, this has been my best experience to date. Don't get me wrong, I still love the other ships and the different experiences, but this experience was like being at an all-inclusive spa retreat resort. This space was peaceful, quiet, and relaxing with soft music being piped in. Can you just imagine the feeling?
All right, so I thought I'd do a little lunch before I'm getting back in that world cruise, but thought I'd grab a little bit of lunch, so let me show you what I got. I'm in the Marketplace Emporium, so I got a grilled shrimp over here with some basmati rice, got a lemon, and then this is sushi. So I got salmon, this is crab, and some wasabi, and what is this? I forgot what that is, but so I wanted something just a little light, and I wanted to try the sushi, the grilled shrimp. I've been seeing this for a while and just now getting to it. All right, so I just woke up from a nap in the conservatory. Got on one of those loungers, and first I did a live stream, and then I ended up getting back in the whirlpool, and I didn't show it on video when I recorded, but it's a jacuzzi, so I saw the button over there, and I saw, I'm like, hey, I'm missing out, because I saw all the jets lined on the inside, so I turned that on, and I was just, that thing is heavy. So I spent some time in there again, and then did my live stream, and then took a nap. So now I came on here. So this is the gelato and crepes stand. So to get gluten-free, you do have to order 24 hours in advance. So this is the second time because I ordered once in advance, forgot the next day, and came back the next day after that. They didn't have it, so I just ordered yesterday. So now today I went over and said, hey, I'm ready for my gluten-free crepe because I've never had a crepe before. So one of the ladies up there helped me to put one together and she made some recommendations. So now they have to make it. So she told me to have a seat and she will bring it right over. But this is gelateria and creperie. So they have fruit. They have ice cream over there as well. And then you can get crepes. They also have waffles. So you can get like waffles and ice cream. So I've passed by this all week long. So I'm finally going to get my crepes. All right, and here it is, my first gluten-free crepe. I got caramel sauce and some nuts on there, and I think these are like caramel little dots and chocolate dots. So he's also going to bring me over some ice cream, so I'll give it a try, see how it is. All right, I am so excited. So we've had this for the first time. My first crepe. This is heaven. With soft serve vanilla ice cream. Can't believe I waited until the last day. This is so delicious. And they brought these yesterday. More cabin treats.
It's the last night, and tonight I'm dining at the steakhouse specialty restaurant, Marble & Company. The atmosphere here is quaint and cozy, very warm and welcoming. The singles tables were close, but I've seen tables even closer on other ships.
All right, this is their signature dish. This is an appetizer, the fingerling potatoes. That is caviar on top with gold stardust. You see that? And they give you a little spoon to eat it with.
This was so good and a must if you dine here. As I began eating, a couple sat next to me, so I tried to keep my talking to a minimum so as not to bother them. But apparently they weren't bothered at all. As the evening progressed, they struck up a conversation with me and we talked for the longest time after my meal and before I went to join another solo at her table. The people on this ship were very friendly to me.
This is my Caesar salad.
The Caesar salad was made tableside with a homemade dressing, which was so enjoyable. The servers and the presentation, along with the food, made this such a great experience.
All right, this is huge. So this is the ribeye cooked medium. I have a side of hollandaise. So I have two sauces on the side, some creamed spinach and mashed potatoes. But this steak is huge. So I know I'm probably not even going to be able to eat half of this, but let's see how it tastes.
You're probably not going to be surprised when I tell you that this steak was delicious. It was perfectly cooked, well seasoned, and had great flavor. Just delicious.
I feel like I barely put a dent in this, but I can't eat anymore. I am sick. This was 18 ounces of ribeye. I would have preferred a smaller ribeye, but they didn't have a smaller ribeye with the bone in. And that's usually the thing. And I prefer it with bone in, but they did not have a size smaller than 18 ounces.
Alright, this is the TV cam. This thing is huge, by the way.
I'm really just now focusing on how big this TV is. I mean, I knew it, but yeah, this thing is huge. But we are pulling into port, and I'm trying to finish up to get packing so I can get off the ship. So for the debarkation process, about 3 days into the cruise, we got this information about debarkation, and this is where you can make preferences. You can put in your flight information, disembarkation arrangements. You can make arrangements. They have various types of options. If this is something that you want to do through the cruise line, or you can arrange transportation on your own. So this is about 3 days before. And then you also get disembarkation details. After you made your selections, you have to turn this in within, I think it's within the next day of receiving it. And then they put your disembarkation information together. Now for me, I didn't select a method or time. I wasn't sure if I wanted to, because I have 2 big bags now, so I wasn't sure if I wanted to put my bags out or to, self-carry off the ship. So since I didn't make a selection, they selected a debarkation time for me, which is 8:15, which I am okay with. Everybody has to be off the ship no later than 9:30. So what's listed for me is, according to our records, you are disembarking with your own arrangements, which is true. So I'm just gonna get out and catch an Uber back home. They put you in groups to debark. So my group is G2. So I am scheduled to debark at 8:20 a.m. So if I wanted for them to handle my luggage, I would have had to have placed it outside of my door by midnight on the evening of February 20th, which was yesterday, so the day before debarkation. And they do provide luggage tags with this is your boarding group. And they give you fun facts, your distance traveled. We have traveled 1,442 miles, nautical miles, from Miami to Miami. Of course, the feedback is the same. They will send you a survey for your feedback. Breakfast, you can go to the Emporium Marketplace, which opens at 6:30. Rouge is open at 7, from 7 to 9. And then Crema Cafe, the coffee shop, that's available from 6 a.m. till late, I guess, until you have to get off the ship. So yes, it is time to disembark. So now I am waiting for my breakfast. It's a little bit after 7. I have to be out of the room by 8 o'clock. Yesterday I pre-ordered breakfast for room service, which should be the gluten-free toast. I had that earlier in the week, and it was so good. I said that's going to be my parting breakfast. So I'm waiting for that to come. Yeah, so I'm just going to nap here. Yeah, 7 a.m. You can nap at 7 a.m. So I'm just going to wait for my breakfast order. So once I eat breakfast, I am all packed up and ready to go, and just waiting for them to call my group to disembark. Yay, got my French toast. All right, I'm going to eat this, and I'm headed off the ship.
This first luxury cruise on Explora Journeys was my best cruise to date. But before we close out this series, we have to take a look at how much this experience cost. Stay tuned. Now let's get into what I paid. Okay, out of all the cruises I've taken across 10, now 11 cruise lines, this one was it. My first true luxury cruise, and hands down, my best cruise experience ever. Now, don't get me wrong. I love all cruise styles, and I'm always excited to sail any ship. I'm not here to knock any cruise line, but if we're talking about personal favorites, this one tops the list. So let's get into the question everyone likes to ask. How much did this incredible cruise actually cost to me? Well, I booked it in November 2024, just 3 months before the sailing. Now, I'm a big advocate for booking 1 to 2 years out, because that's typically when you find the best pricing, especially for solos. But this time, I saw a deal that I just couldn't pass. I jumped on a 50% off solo supplement promo and locked it in for $3,575. Now, that's a regular consumer rate too, not a travel agent discount. Now, I've been watching prices, and I haven't seen a rate quite like that for a Caribbean sailing recently. That doesn't mean it won't ever pop up again. Explora Journeys runs some amazing solo promos, and they regularly have 25% solo supplements on selected sailings. Now, if you're curious, definitely join my mailing list or reach out because I'm always watching for the next best offer so I can hop back on board. And when I find that offer, I'm definitely gonna let everybody know on my mailing list. But back to what it cost me. Okay, now let's break it down. Aside from the cruise fare, here's what I spent on board. $125 for the guacamole, salsa, and beach excursion, $80 for the Belize Historical Highlights Tour. And for my birthday, I splurged on the cognac and cigar experience in the Malt Whiskey Bar's Cigar Lounge, and that was $95. And then I went off menu and spent $8 on a Cuban drink that contains a premium Venezuelan rum, so that was $8. Now here's where it gets even better for my pricing. Other than certain specialty drinks, gratuities, specialty dining, thermal spa access, and premium Wi-Fi for 3 devices were all included in my fare. On most cruises, I add on all of these items, and that bundle alone can run another $300 to $500 depending on the cruise, and that may be with Wi-Fi for just one device. So, total onboard spending came to $308, but I had a 165 Journeys Experience credit that brought my actual out-of-pocket onboard spend to just $143. Now, add that to my cruise fare, and my grand total for this cruise was $3,718 for this amazing 7-night luxury cruise. And honestly, it was totally worth it. Now, I live in the Florida area, so I didn't have to pay for flights. I did Uber to and from the port, but I do that the same on every cruise, so I didn't add that into the cost. And the same with tips for excursions or the onboard crew. Now compare that cost to a suite for a solo on a traditional cruise line, and then add in drinks, Wi-Fi gratuities, and the thermal spa, and it can easily cost more than what I paid. Now, if you're thinking of giving Explora Journeys a try, come sail with me. I'm hosting a 7-night Caribbean Opulence group cruise on Explora II, leaving from San Juan on April 2nd, 2026. Now, the solo price for the same Ocean Terrace suite I had is $3,928, and it includes a $400 destination experience credit or excursion credit. Now, even after this group rate expires on April 28th, you can still get into my group at a 5% discount off the current promotion. Check the description box to join us. I promise it's an experience you do not want to miss. Well guys, thank you so much for following my Explora I vlog series, and I can't wait to share more journeys with you very soon. Are you ready to try Explora Journeys, but don't want to try it alone? Join me on Explora II for my Caribbean Opulence group cruise. Check the description box for the link. Now, are you ready for your first or your next cruise and need assistance? Scan the QR code and let's work together to plan your customized cruise experience.